There was one time we said, no way committed this.
It's right
Everyone said, let's try to go back and walk me about what was said.
This is smart hands. You
Did you watch
Never heard of that one. Oh, yeah, it's
Is that like every day?
good. Hey, Mr. Striker, did you edit those videos that you put on YouTube by chance?
If they went over 15 minutes, I had to.
Alright.
Because it turns out, you can't upload that.
Good. But, cause they were telling me,
Like hour-long movies. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, once you have like an account that has some credibility. When you start one up on Monday and want to start uploading stuff on Tuesday, you don't have that credibility, so they cut you off at 15 minutes. Actually, they don't. What they do is they say, uploading, 19 minutes remaining. And you're like, oh, cool. And you go do stuff, and then you come back, and you're like, all right, upload complete. And then you look, and it's not there. They don't tell you, hey, idiot, make it less than 15 minutes. You just have to figure it out yourself. Do everything in their power to make it look like it worked too. Oh, it was just, yeah. Taught my kids some new words. All right.
well,
That one's good.
I did, actually. Although last night, my 3-year-old did tell me to shut it up. And that ended dinner for her. But anyway, we need f prime of x.
That ended.
It's a nice daycare. It's not perfect, but it's nice. F prime of x, we need to get a formula for f prime of x first. How do we do that?
chain rule.
I think it might be changed.
Yeah, so first things first, let's what?
Move the 3 down.
Bring down the 3. Do we change g of x?
No.
No. So it's still g of x. But now, drops the power to second power. And that's it, right?
No. Times G prime of
A
x.
chain on the derivative of the inside would be g prime of x. But we need to find f prime of 5, right? So all these x's are going to be 5s. It's elephants and mice. That's what we have. The elephants have scared the mice. No, other way
It's
around.
the freshman generation.
That makes a lot more sense now.
I'm going with my answer. We've got something we can throw in for g of 5. Specifically, we can put in -3. They give us that in the problem. G prime of 5, we can plug in 6, and now it's pretty simple. -3 squared is 9. Triplets 27 times 6. Okay, it's not simple, but it's still not bad.
You grab that button.
What is it? 162, thank you. The number of games in the regular season of baseball.
Really?
That's it. There's only 162.
That's it.
Is that how they figure that out? They're just like, oh, let's do that.
Yeah, that's how it came about, actually. Wow. What else should we do? Oh, there's a graph. Let's do a graph one and then we'll be good.
Let's do it.
Let's look at problem 100 on page 139.
This means we won't have to do this one for
We need to find h prime at 3. If h of x, and they define h of x up top, yeah, as f of g. So let's at least, before we figure out h prime at 3, let's figure out h prime of x. Chain rule again, right?
Yeah.
How does this party get started?
F times G times X. F prime. G
F prime of G, yep.
Times G prime of X.
Really?
Times G what? G prime? Okay. Yeah. That's just chain rule. That's the literal definition of chain rule.
Yeah.
And we want G prime, or H prime at 3. That's going to be F prime of G of 3.
Times G prime of
Right. And now, unlike the last problem they gave you this nice list. Oh, you want to know what G of 3 is? Here it is. Oh, you like what G prime of 3 is? Here it is. Isn't that I'm a nice problem? This problem's like, you figure it out yourself, here's a picture. But it shouldn't matter, because you should still be able to do it, even off the picture. G of 3. How do you get G of 3 off a graph? Yeah, look for the y values of the points. G of something means the height of the g function when x is 3. Anyone want to help us out with that? 5, I'm hearing? Okay, so G of 3 is out, and 5 is in. Yeah. Oh, I got it.
No.
I thought you were.
Yeah, G I was looking at that. Oops.
Oh, it's a pen.
Times whatever G prime of 3
It's
is.
the one.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, it's one.
Controversy.
No, it's one.
It's one.
Is this another one where they have F and G on the same grid? It's hard to tell what's what?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Kind of yeah.
Wow. Kids.
So on this graph, the dark graph is F and the grayer graph is G.
Oh.
So F, how do you get F prime of 5 off a graph? Yeah. The slope of the F graph when x is 5. 1/2 I'm hearing? Okay. And then how do you get G prime of 3 off the graph?
Check the group. Just gotta look at it, then you gotta find the slope.
Okay.
Slope line.
Slope of the G graph when x is 3.
That's one.
I'm hearing 1 and I'm hearing 1/2.
No, like
G
that.
prime.
Oh, so G prime of 3, that much of it is 1.
Yeah.
So of course you'd have 1/2 as your answer.
I'm telling you.
Bruce, just straight out.
And then for part B, what would be different?
But 9 minutes on the trade start.
Yeah, but they want S prime instead of F prime or H prime.
Oh.
Yes. So instead of having a composite function called f of g, you'd have a composite function called g of f. But the idea would be exactly the same. I'm gonna guess that at some point they would want you to find f prime of 2 in your formula. What would f prime of 2 be? It looks like 0, but it actually doesn't exist. How come f prime of 2 does not exist? It's a sharp turn, so the derivative doesn't exist on a sharp turn. Okay, that's probably going to be the catch. So I'm guessing, I'm completely speculating because it does say if the derivative doesn't exist, explain why. Well, I'm guessing for that one they want you to find the derivative of something at a sharp turn, and that therefore wouldn't exist. Right, so keep your eyes out open for that. We do have assignment 17. It's on 138 to 140.